Hi guys, welcome back. You're going to hear the children throughout this video. This is realistically my life. I wanted to make a video, but I don't have time for it to be silent in our household. And I wanted to just like bake and do a chit chat with you guys. And I wanted to kind of just talk about motherhood in itself and just talk to you guys like how I would talk to one of my girlfriends. I'm gonna make strawberry rhubarb muffins. I had gone to my mom's on the 4th and she has some rhubarb plants, so I was like, oh, we should make some muffins. So I found a recipe on Pinterest and it's a streusel topped strawberry rhubarb muffin, and it doesn't have any reviews on it, but it does look really good. Let me see. I love that websites have like the jump to recipe because like I don't want to scroll through all of that just to find it. But it has flour, baking powder, salt, sugar, butter, eggs, vanilla extract, milk, rhubarb, and strawberries. And then the streusel top, I don't have walnuts, but I do have brown sugar, cinnamon, and cold butter. So we'll do that. But first thing it says is to preheat the oven at 350. I'm just gonna get all of the ingredients out. Okay, the first thing I wanted to talk about is letting go of perfection. I struggle with this still on the regular, but I have gotten so much better since becoming a mom, just because life isn't perfect. And social media is such a scam. It's hard to find this balance of like, you want to be relatable and you want to be realistic, but then at the same time, you don't want to air out all of your dirty laundry on social media. It's hard to show that side of things, but then also like not overshare. Does that make sense? Especially when it comes to my household. I have started implementing stretching things out. So instead of trying... So instead of trying to save everything for one day, I will stretch things out. So especially when it comes to chores, your house is never going to be perfectly clean. We have 2 dogs and 2 kids and life is just messy. So I split chores up throughout the week. That way I'm tackling things but not overwhelming myself and like leaving it for one day. But I used to try to present myself as someone I feel like I wasn't, and I've definitely honed back. If you like me, you like me, and if you don't, you don't. But I'm not gonna try to be this perfect model of what other people wanna see. I wanna be the mom that I wanna be. I wanna be the wife that I wanna be, and you get to control that. So trying to be perfect for other people, not realistic. Motherhood takes a lot of patience. I did not know how much patience you would need to have when becoming a mom. It's one of those things, you just gotta do it. I would say before I was a mom, I was a very impatient person. And if things didn't happen right away, I would just get upset, either at myself or at said person that was doing something, whatever. They're learning for the first time. And I think we have to remind ourselves that this is their first time ever experiencing anything. And so having this expectation that like a child should be able to do adult things and comprehend things in the way that we do. We've been on this planet for how many years? I'm 25, so I have had 25 years of learning versus like my daughter, for example. She is 2.5. She doesn't have much experience doing things, so we have to be patient and give our kids grace and learn that children slow us down for a reason. Life is so short, and especially if you're trying to look forward to the next thing all the time, it's very easy to get caught up in that and not appreciate things in the moment. Learning patience. That was one that I struggled with, and I still struggle with. I'm not gonna lie, I definitely have my moments where I'm, oh my gosh, like let's get it together. This isn't that difficult. You have to think of what you're gonna say first. That is my biggest key tip is kids are learning things for the first time. Also, when I became a mom, I had a very difficult pregnancy with my daughter. That is just something that I don't want to share right now. But with that, I have found so much strength in myself. I have honestly, the woman or girl if you will, that I used to be would look at myself now and be like, oh my gosh, I am so proud of her. She has done so much. She has accomplished so much. She has gone through so much and still is like here and surviving and thriving. As moms, we need to give ourselves more credit. We are some of the strongest people, and not only is childbirth crazy, but being pregnant is crazy, and then having to take care of someone until forever, realistically. Just because they turn 18 doesn't mean that you stop caring for them. Life might change, might be a little bit different, but at the same time, we're incredible. We really are. A lot of us need to put faith in ourselves and see ourselves and look in the mirror and be like, I am a strong woman and I am proud of myself for the person that I've become. But yeah, I didn't realize all of the things that moms go through until I became one. People, they say it in almost in like an unsolicited advice type of way. Oh, it's a lot harder than you think it is. But I feel like we need to have different verbiage with that and be like, yes, it's challenging, but it's the most rewarding thing that you'll ever do. Like, we need to create a little bit more positivity behind motherhood. Another thing about motherhood is you don't realize how much it will change the relationships you have with people. It will change the relationship with your significant other. For example, my husband, your spouse, whoever. It will change your relationship with friends. It will change relationship with your family. And I feel like that part is not talked about enough either. Like, I just feel like motherhood itself isn't talked about enough. But anyways, with my husband, nobody really told me about, I'm gonna call it the roommate stage, especially after you have a newborn. Like, you guys are almost like coexisting and passing by, but you don't realize how your time has changed with each other. And trying to find quality time in those small little passing by moments is very difficult. Like I said, during the newborn stage, we're out of that now, so it's definitely 100 times better. But your priorities change, and beforehand, like for us, it used to just be each other. Like, we were each other's priority. Not saying we aren't now, but we have 2 other priorities to also maintain. Accepting that it's okay for change and it's building us and trying to make us into better people. And seeing my husband be a dad is literally just the sweetest freaking thing. Like, I could literally cry about it right now, because it has changed him into a better man. Because he is such a great father, it makes me want to be a better mother, and I feel like that just encourages us to be better people. But yeah, sorry, that was a little with my friends too. So I was the first one in my friend group to have children, and we still don't have a lot of kids in the friend group, but we do have a decent amount. And I felt like for the longest time that I was almost like the test dummy for things, because I started going through these things first. But now that I've experienced those things, I know what I would want to do for them, what I wish was done for me. And that's not in a negative way. Like, I know that they didn't know those things, and you, like I said, you don't know until you know. Our friendships have just like changed, but for the better. Another thing too is, once you have kids, it's not as easy to go out and do things as freely as you will. And that's one thing that I do miss just a little bit. And it's okay to say you miss like things of your past life, but I do miss like the convenience of just, oh, we're just gonna go run to the store. It's not a, oh, we're gonna, what, base? It's not like that anymore. It's, oh, grab the diaper bag. Did the kids eat? We gotta make sure that they're fed before we go to the store. Otherwise they're gonna be cranky. So it's just like a catalyst of events, if you will. But where was I going with that? Oh, mom brain. Yeah, that is perfect. That is literally, I didn't think that was truly a thing. It is a thing. It is the most annoying thing, but you just deal with it. And if you forget something mid-sentence, I always am just like mom brain. Like, I don't know what the science is behind that, but it is a thing. And moms know what I'm talking about. Another thing, I'm just gonna keep listing off things, to be honest with you. Motherhood has just made me braver. I have a hard time sticking up for myself, But since becoming a mom, I think that I have been able to do that. You have to be your kid's advocate. You have to be the one that stands up for them, especially at the age that like my kids are at. And when it comes to setting boundaries as a mother, I feel like with family, it tends to be a little bit difficult just because it's just awkward. Like really, it is awkward to say like, hey, could you not do this? And at the end of the day, they are your children. And I say this to my best friend all the time. I'm like, the people that you surround yourself with, they are in control of their own emotions and the way that they react to things. And if you ask said person to please not do XYZ and they have a reaction to it in a negative way, that's on them. You can't control the way that people react, but you get to be the mom that you want to be. My kids come first. They will always come first. And I want to surround my kids with those that respect me. And if you don't respect me or respect my boundaries, then you don't have to be involved. Now being a mom too, I see the world so differently than I did before. I felt like I was definitely very naive and just kind of was focused on myself. And I just have learned to appreciate the little things because the little things add up. And the big things, like, yes, they're important. The small things are what makes up our life. Realistically, the small things are what you're going to experience every single day. So I have learned to appreciate going outside and playing or coloring or just little small activities. I will take a moment and like just almost have this out of body experience and be like, wow, I'm really living this life. And like I said earlier, I would be so proud of myself where I'm at now. And it's hard to look at it in that type of lens where it's like, oh, 5 years ago, this is where I wanted to be, but now I want to be somewhere else. And just, like I said, living in those moments. So I feel like the little moments are what truly matter. Like when you're a mom, you don't get a lot of you time, right? So you have to find things in your day that are meant for you. So for example, like me cooking right now and making a video, that's me time. Granted, I'm not like in a bubble bath with a candle on, listening to classical music, but this is my version of me time, okay? For example, I don't know if any other moms are like this, but car rides, when the kids are in the car, I'm just like driving up in the front seat. Yes, they're there, but like that time is so peaceful until the kids start crying. That time is like me time. Or yes, taking a shower is me time as well, but that doesn't realistically get to happen as frequently as I would like it to. However, that's just life. I have recently been trying to wake up earlier in the morning and having at least like 30 minutes to myself. That doesn't always happen, but I do try. I am not an early bird. I never probably will be. But just trying to set aside like 10, 15-minute increments a couple times throughout the day just to do something for myself. Like for example, making myself a coffee, that's something for me. You know what I mean? Am I the best about eating? No, but I can make myself a coffee. I feel like I prioritize like my kids' health a lot, and I'm not saying that I don't prioritize my health. I do definitely need to be better about that. But like I said, I said this the other day. There's only so much time in the day. You can only spread yourself so thin before you snap. You know what I mean? So like trying to create routines and schedules that work best for your lifestyle is going to make your life so much less chaotic. I would not be able to live without my planner. I had never been a planner person ever until after I had kids. And this year is the first year that I have truly been consistent with my planner. And I'm gonna break it out real quick. In my planner, I had to start over because my other one got ruined. But in my planner, the first thing it says is start each day with a grateful heart, which is so true. Trying to find things that you're grateful for throughout the day. My friend and I, we were doing this thing, and I want to do it again, but we were doing this thing. It's so easy to complain about things to friends or to family or to whoever and not talk about the positive things that have happened. And so my friend and I, we were going back and forth. Every day we would have like a list of positive things. We would have a positive thing about ourselves, our significant other, and then our like family, essentially. And just like trying to do that and change your mindset from like, oh, what were all the bad things that happened today? Switching your mindset to like, oh, what were the great things that happened today? My planner itself, it has the whole calendar, which I'll write things down into, but each week it breaks it down into to do, to call, to email, to buy, this week's goals, and then etc. Just having this and being able to check it off, it takes stress off of my brain, if that makes sense. Like just having a checklist and not having to mentally always remember everything and just having it written down has been a godsend for me. Yeah, that looks good. I'm definitely, like I'll follow a recipe, but then I'll like tweak it and eyeball it. But I will link this recipe down below if anybody wants to do it. I used to define success by either career or appearance, and I really don't see it that way anymore. I see success as what you've been able to accomplish that makes your heart happy. Like joy and just fulfillment in the life that you live. I think that's success. I don't care how much money you make. Like we are rich in other things.
Is this that boys?
Yeah, they're right there. They're right here in this bowl. I put them right here on the counter. We're rich in so many things. I'm so rich in love. I am so rich in memories. I am so rich in like, there's just so many things to be grateful for. And defining your success by how much money you make, I don't think that that's the way to perceive life. I really don't. I don't care how big your house is. I don't care how big your car is. I don't care what luxury brand that you own. I used to kind of be like that growing up. I want to name brand things, and I'm like, if it's cute and it's functional, who cares? I'm so sick of like people's opinions. This is your life. You get to live it the way that you want to live it. So why do we care what other people think? Like, who cares? That's one thing that I really just was starting social media and was starting YouTube and just things in general. I don't care. Like, if you like me, you like me, and if you don't like me, I'm sorry. That's not my problem. That is a you problem. And I posted a video the other day, and in the comments I had put, or in the caption, I had put something along the lines of like, people who judge other people's lives aren't happy with their own. I feel like that should resonate with a lot of people. It's like, if you're truly happy with your life, why do you care what other people are doing? Why do you care how a certain person looks? Or why do you care that they drive an older vehicle? Or why do you care? So I definitely, after becoming a mom, my mindset and my perspective has changed so much on like what truly is the definition of success. I will say one thing that I'm still trying to do is comparison. Comparison is so difficult. Like seeing certain moms do certain things or whatever and comparing yourself and be like, why can't I do that? I think that we just need to remind ourselves that everybody walks a different path of life. There's no way that someone is living the exact same life as you and trying to compare yourself to someone else who is doing something completely different, living somewhere else, has a different significant other. So like, there's just so many factors that comparison it's just not realistic. Also too, same thing when it comes to your kids. This one's really challenging, but like comparing your kids to other kids' milestones. Like for example, my daughter, okay, I'll get you some more. My daughter talked early. My son is mobile a little bit early, but my son is not the biggest chatterbox. So even comparing my own children or like comparing my kids to other people's just based off of like the milestones they're going through, that is really challenging to try not to do. And if you're a mom and you say that you don't, you're lying. I was like, there's no way. Every mom that I have personally talked to knows what I'm talking about. You just can't help it. I'm trying to get better about reminding myself, everyone goes through phases at different times, and every baby is different. Every birth is different. Like, life is just so different for everybody. So trying to compare either yourself or your children, your spouse, whoever, to other people, it is unhealthy and it's not realistic. And I am personally still trying to be better about that. But I'm getting better. I am. Motherhood made me more empathetic towards other moms. I now, especially when someone's kid is like having a meltdown, I do not look in their direction. I know how it feels. It's like this secondhand embarrassment of like, oh my gosh, people are staring at me, and how different phases are challenging, but also they only last so long. I had a client say to me, he said, keep in mind, kids are going to go through phases, but the phases happen so quickly that if you're going through a rough phase, it will probably last a couple of days, potentially a week or two. And just because something's hard now does not mean it's going to be hard in 2 weeks. And like that, I have to tell myself that all the time. Like if one of my children is going through a phase, aka could be not sleeping very well, or going through a rough emotional phase, or going through, I don't want to do this, like just those types of phases, they fizzle out so quickly. And I have to remind myself that when I'm about to get frustrated over something, I'm like, okay, this is only for so long. We have to keep our cool. We have to keep our calm.
Mama!
This child is being crazy right now. Stop. Why? I don't know what it is about children and vents, but this little boy wants to pick up this vent all the time. Absolutely not. You figured out my trick. This little boy has figured out everything. We have child locks on the cabinets, right? Well, the ones that we use the most frequently, you press the button down on it, and some of them, because we use them so much, they snapped. So there are like 3 doors in this entire freaking kitchen that don't have locks on them. And you know the exact ones that don't have the locks on them, huh? I will get there eventually. But there's only so many things that my brain can handle at the moment. Our body has done the most... Hold on. Our body has done the most incredible thing that it could do. Birthing 2 humans, growing those 2 humans, and still being able to support ourselves and function on a daily basis. Like, our bodies are incredible, and the fact that we can create a whole nother human being inside of us is nuts. People strive to get back to what they once were, but your organs have moved, your rib cage has expanded, your pelvis has expanded. Your body physically is never going to be... Oh, okay. Your body physically is never going to be the same way ever again. And it's very hard to come to terms with. But your body is beautiful. It has done so many great things. And it has brought your little humans into this world. And I honestly get so sad and so frustrated because a lot of women struggle with body dysmorphia, right? And I have friends that do, and even friends that don't have children that do. People look at you differently than you look at yourself. We are our harshest critics. And when I say harshest, I mean it. People nitpick themselves. And we're also at a day and age where we are so in our phones and looking at ourselves in social media. And we are looking at ourselves more frequently than people in the past used to. And I feel like that contributes a lot to comparison and thinking, oh, I need to be slimmer here, or I need bigger boobs, or I need a smaller this, or whatever. And I just wish everybody would like just appreciate themselves for who they are, because something that might be an insecurity to you is someone else's goals, you know? So I feel like our way of perceiving things and perceiving ourselves is definitely different than how other people perceive us, and everybody is beautiful. So I just yeah, I could scream it from the rooftops that, especially moms, you're beautiful just the way you are, and you did amazing things. My ears are ringing. Another thing too that I've gotten so good at is multitasking. Doing things while holding a baby on your hip is really, it's something. Becoming ambidextrous, because I can do things left-handed now that I used to never be able to do left-handed. My kids, even though they're young, have taught me so much in such a little amount of time. I have learned to be softer, if that makes sense. I'm trying to be a more kind person and do things out of the kindness of my heart and be intentional with those things. And I'm trying my best to do things for others and not expect things in return. People who live by that mentality are literally some of the sweetest and nicest people I've ever met. So I want to be that person that just does things just out of the kindness of my heart. And I want my kids to be like that too. I want my kids to be polite. So what you want your kids to be, you also have to be that way yourself. You can't be hypocritical and be like, oh, you need to say please for this, but then you don't ask your child please for certain things. Oh my gosh. My kids have also taught me to live curiously a little bit more too, in the sense of like learning to play again. I feel like we lose our imagination and we lose that like sense of fun and playfulness as we grow up. Watching my kids do that has been so sweet. It has been a little bit difficult for me to try to start playing again with them. And Ivy, my daughter, she's at the stage where she kind of wants to play with like dolls and stuff. So I just remember playing dolls as a little girl. Like, it was literally so much fun, and trying to spark like my inner child again. They've taught me that it's okay to let go a little bit and let loose and have fun with them. One thing that I am working on right now is letting the house be a mess so that I can make a memory. In my head, sometimes I'm like, oh, I need to get like these things done before I can do X, Y, Z. And I need to start having a mindset of, well, not everything has to be done before you're able to do things. Myself, personally, I struggle with, it's always like in the back of my head, like, oh, the dishes need to be done, or this needs to be done. But I'm trying to be better about stepping away from things and being like, okay, it is okay to take a 10-15 minute break and go play outside with the kids, or it is okay to quickly run to the store. That's something that I'm trying to work on a little bit more. Before I bake these, I'm going to pick up this entire mess, and then we have to make like the streusel crumble on top, and then we'll bake them. The last thing I wanted to talk about is just because something is hard doesn't mean it's bad. I have had to tell myself this so many times, that just because something is challenging and something is difficult doesn't mean it's a bad thing. We learn literally all throughout life. That's literally what life is one big, giant, huge lesson, and learning from those things. If you're not learning, you're not growing. So just because something is challenging and something is difficult doesn't mean it's a bad thing. While those are baking, I'm gonna do the dishes. That is my one big piece of advice to people. If you get overwhelmed very easily, clean up as you're going. Like, doing small increments of things rather than waiting for them to pile up and then they become a huge monstrosity. I used to be that person. I used to be that person with my laundry. I used to be that person with the dishes. I used to be that person with just cleaning in general. But doing things in small amounts and maintaining them has been such a relief off my chest, and I don't look at things and just have the mental, oh my gosh, I have to do this needs to be done, and then I say that to myself like every day for a whole entire week before I actually do something. But now I'm at the point where I'll just do it. Once it's done, I feel great. So I'm like, just small little tiny portions rather than one big huge portion is definitely more manageable. Okay, let's try a bite. That is so good. I don't think I outdid myself. I do feel like I rambled a little bit, but that's how my brain process works. Hopefully you found something interesting or helpful, or maybe something that made you, if you're a mom, realize that you're not alone and someone else is also going through the same things that you are. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.